Hello, I hope all is well. So, Dragon Slayer 2 has been out for a couple weeks now, and as a player who's consistently a little bit behind the pack, I've recently managed to finish the quest and log my first 250 kills on Rune Dragons. Now, I really want to eventually get to 1,000 kills, but at the rate that I play and how long it was taking me to kill them, that was going to be another couple weeks or a month, so I wanted to at least put this video of loot from 250 kills. But first, I wanted to show this clip from the quest. I was fighting the final boss, this Galvek guy, and I had him down to 5 health, and he killed me at the same time that I released the bolt that killed him. So play that back in slow motion, and I actually regain 1 hit point after I've died. I didn't know it was going to happen at this point. I thought I was going to go back and have to refight him from the beginning, but I got lucky. As soon as I got on the boat, it showed him dying and I completed the quest, so pretty lucky there. That was on my first try. One thing I actually did not know was going to happen until I actually did the quest was the death of Bob. It was actually kind of sad because I remember him from being a kid playing RuneScape. Every once in a while you'd just be smithing or something in Varrock and he would just show up, and it was always kind of neat. So rest in peace, Bob. Fortunately, I'll still be able to see him on my other accounts because on my Pure I will never complete Dragon Slayer 2 and Bob will always be there. Alright, so here is the setup that I use, and there's only 2 things on here that I would say are an absolute must, and that is the Zamorak and Hasta. Pretty much everyone I've seen killing these Rune Dragons has had this. It's clearly the best in slot weapon. It's a little pricey at about 10 mil right now. Next is the insulated boots. You definitely need those. You can buy them from any Slayer Master for like 200 coins or on the GE. And if you don't have those, he uses this little electrical attack that'll hit you some pretty good damage. Like, it'll stack a couple 5s and 6s on you if you don't have them. But with them, it'll only be like 1s and 2s. As far as the Bandos and the DFS, you could easily replace those with like a Varric skirt, Darok plate body, and an anti-dragon shield. Also, I like the Amulet of Fury better than a Torture because it gives, well, first of all, it's cheaper, but also it gives a pretty good defense bonus as well as a higher prayer bonus. So I was really mad here. I actually wasn't recording and I got a Dragon Limbs drop. So that was really cool. I did not know what they were selling for exactly. This was just about a week after the quest came out, and I contemplated selling them immediately, but I figured I'd just wait until I was done with my 250 kills. One thing that kind of happened a lot is people would half kill dragons because they'd run out of food, and sometimes you'd get lucky and they'd leave and you'd finish the kill and you'd get a dragon legs show up for you. So that was always pretty cool. I managed to get a couple pairs of dragon legs. So I'm only level 109 on this account with mid to upper 80s attack, defense, strength, and hit points, and oftentimes I was about the lowest level player in the room killing these. And because of that, I was only getting about 4 kills per trip on average. Now, a lot of trips I would get 5, but then some I would get 3, and I was consistently doing about 4 on average, though. Talking to some higher max players, they were saying, you know, consistently 6 to 8 kills per trip. So, seems like it is a pretty big difference having, you know, 80s in the melee stats versus having 90s. So, definitely going to work on getting those up. I actually got a defense level while doing my 250 kills. So as for my inventory, each trip I took a super combat, an extended anti-fire, 4 prayer potions, and 20 shark, and that seemed to be just about the right mix. I would usually have about 1 prayer potion left when I ran out of shark. And as far as supplies in general, I used right around just over 1,000 sharks, 150 prayer potions, and about 30 super combat potions. And I did spend about 8.5 hours killing the 250 Rune Dragons. I think that's probably not a great average. I think if you're a little bit higher combat, close to max combat, you would do considerably better. But 8.5 hours for 250 kills. Alright, and now on to all of the loot. Now here is everything I got from 250 kills. Now I should note that my ratio of regular to superior dragon bones is almost exactly 2 to 1, which is, I believe, what it is supposed to be. So the GE is saying it's worth about 9.9 mil, but of course the dragon limbs are going to sell for a little bit more than the 500k it's suggesting. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out, and it's still about 9.3 mil in 8 hours. When I factor in that all the supplies that I used cost a total of roughly 2.5 mil, Alright, so the dragon limbs sold for 5.6 mil, which is really good. That's more than I thought it would. That's a really good drop. Overall, I got 15 mil in total loots, but without the dragon limbs, because that's a pretty rare drop, just based on the kind of the average stuff that you can expect to get, that's still 9.4 mil, and factoring in the 2.5 mil worth of supplies, that comes down to 1.1 mil per hour without the limbs, or 1.5 mil per hour if you include the limbs. It's worth pointing out that this should always be a solid money-making method, as a lot of the common drops are already at their price floors. If you consider rune ore, rune bars, and all the rune and dragon alchables can't go any lower because of the alchemy prices. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this video interesting, and I'll see you next time. Go kill some rune dragons.